weren't received. This world clearly isn't done taking things from Mason. Mason, now utterly defeated, looks around helpless, hopeless, as his dreams of saving this world were crushed right before his eyes. He dumps his offering into the void before tearing down this final bridge. There's nowhere else for him to go. Mason heads back to the base and in one quick motion breaks his chest of cobblestone and takes it all with him. He waits outside, watching as day turns to night before turning to the void and throwing his cobblestone in. Block by block, stack by stack, Mason throws his building blocks into the void until there's only one stack left, and he gets rid of that one too. The meaning is obvious. Mason has lost hope. He's given up on bridging anywhere else and escaping this castle in the sky. There's just nowhere for him to go anymore. That surviving chunk was his last thread of hope, and now it's gone. Mason is fully helpless. But as he drops the final stack, he looks up. A tree has just grown. He stares at it for a little before heading to bed and ending the video. This video is a journey of Mason, hopeful about his potential savior, to losing it in the blink of an eye, giving up all hope before once again, for a moment, seeming like he isn't going to give up. It's genuinely just sad to watch, but it still doesn't answer what's causing all of this in Mason's world. Why is it that the castle hasn't been deleted yet when everything else has? Why did that other chunk take so long to delete? And still, what in the world was the meaning of that Nether episode? It just doesn't add up. But there's only one video left in the series, so if there's ever been a time for answers, it's now. Acceptance begins with Mason heading out of the castle, and we see something interesting. More saplings have been planted. It seems like that tree growing in the last video must have sparked something inside of Mason, because now he looks like he hasn't given up on escaping this void yet. He turns and notices a gap in his fence before going up to fix it, after which he heads back down to look into the void. But something switches. Mason runs back inside and grabs his shovel before immediately returning, and after a few moments of hesitation, he begins to destroy. Mason breaks all his saplings before returning to the only one remaining corner of this island and digging it out. Without way to the bottom of the void and then back up, but he doesn't stop there. Mason uproots his entire island, mining all of the dirt before starting to destroy the castle too. No blocks are spared, and Mason continues to dig more and more, breaking the entire tower before moving on to the next one. Soon, the entire top half of the second tower is also gone, and Mason pauses, only to then throw his armor into the void as well. He continues to tear down the walls, block after block after block, until all that's left of the entire world is the chest. Mason goes into F5 and looks around, surveying the void around him and watching the clouds, seemingly at peace for the first time in ages, before looking down, breaking the chest, and falling into the void. That's the end of the series. There are no videos left and seemingly no answer of what comes next, what this all means, and why this happened to Mason. All we're left with is a strange, cryptic, and incoherent set of videos. But I do think there is a story here. What we're watching isn't meant to be a surface-level playthrough of a strange situation. It's a showcase of a human being going through the 5 stages of grief. Ever since he was mentioned in the
Here's everything you need to know about Fortnite.
You were sent to grab something in the pantry.
we paid the price. This bloodshed could have been avoided if I convinced heaven to work together. I took a hotel and I destroyed it. I know I could have done better, instead of letting you down.
Come on, little lady, why the frown? In the last 10,000 years, you're the first one to change this town. You can do this, now I know it. For your story has just begun. You can't quit now, hell, you owe it. There's still damage to be undone. You've changed my mind, you've touched their hearts, found the good in souls gone bad. The stage is wrecked, the crowd is gone, but by God, Charlie, the show, it must go on. We can do this, we can build it. Best hotel that you've ever seen. Twice the bedrooms, we can fill it with more sinners than you can dream. It starts with you, you know it's true. Fulfill your destiny.
So long as I've got all of you with me. To build a hotel, I think we need some brick and lumber.
Good thing we're in hell. Check out this little magic number. Start with foundation, a remedial creation for me. It's as easy as can be.
No time for crying, we got a lot of work to do, and we gotta try and make the best of what's in ruin. New coat of paint,
New lights across the marquee.
with a little sorcery.
After the battle,
Playing Minecraft with your best friends is one of the greatest experiences you can have. Completing projects, exploring the vast land of this game, and just knowing that you are not lonely in this giant Minecraft world. But what would happen if one day something horrifying happens to your friend? All that's left to you is a warning, but you can't help wanting to know more. Three weeks ago, I was notified of a channel by a subscriber.
Yo StarTorque, I was scrolling through some YouTube channels today, but there was one that piqued my interest. I wonder if you are interested in it as well.
Out of curiosity, I clicked on the link and found myself on a channel named Boomo. The channel consists of 27 videos, which on the surface seems to be ordinary Minecraft videos. Although looking back through everything on this channel, I didn't realize this would be one of the most spine-chilling mysteries I've ever documented. Episode 1 begins as an intro to the channel.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are doing a house tour.
Though I immediately noticed something that caught me off guard. A string of code that decrypts into a message.
It's not worth it. Return before it's over.
Alright, that's a bit odd, but we need to continue to understand. Our protagonist seems to be on version beta 1.2. We notice that he has made a bit of progress as he has an ordinary base and good resources. Our player walks down a set of stairs that leads him to the mine. As he reaches the end of the mine, he just looks around and comes back out, and when he does so, the episode comes to a close. Although nothing special happens in this video, that piece of code has got me wondering, what's not worth it? The description of this video seems to have more code, which gives us another message.
It's making me feel uncomfortable, but the music and the pigs make me calm down, but not enough.
That's not all. We also see a comment from the protagonist which reads, "Comfort is hard." Judging by the decrypted text, our protagonist seems to be disturbed by something. As the text says, the music and the pigs make me calm down, but not enough. But what is making our player feel uncomfortable? That is something we will find out soon. The video starts with our player going outside. They grab a shovel and starts to dig the terrain. He seems to be making a path of some sort. A few minutes later, he starts to build something else. Oddly enough, he makes a sign and places it on the newly built structure, but then we see something that got me confused. On the sign, he keeps trying to write the name Harlow, although the video cuts and the name Robert is the one that is written. This structure clearly resembles some type of grave, therefore this could very well be a memorial for someone who our protagonist knew. He tries to dig below the pillar, but then the video starts glitching violently. The video cuts and our player seems to be walking away from his house, when we suddenly get this clip. Game crashes and the video comes to an end, but before we get to review the footage, we need to take a look at the description.
I know what it is.
This tells us that our player knows what this odd structure is, but what exactly is it? It seems to have these blocks with question marks, a red block and a white block, so what does this symbolize? What's even weirder is the fact that this video too has a comment from the protagonist of the channel that says hide then. We can't speculate more without moving on, so it's time to watch episode 3, I don't know. The video begins with our player in the same world. We notice that he has updated to beta 1.3. He goes outside and places a sign with the word danger on it. Out of nowhere, a creeper walks towards him and explodes. He patches up the hole and goes to get some wood, although as he walks back, the sign has changed. This message seems to be in code and it decodes into this.
It's not dangerous, it's true.
Our player immediately breaks the sign, goes back into his house, locks the door, and the video comes to a close. Going through this video again, we notice that there is something important to talk about. The sign that says the word danger is most probably a warning to our protagonist by himself to not go in that direction, because thinking back in the previous video, the weird structure lies exactly in that direction. But that doesn't explain how the sign changed. What does it mean by it's the truth? This is a little confusing to explain, as the description clearly states that this is a single-player world, although it's clear that someone else is in this world. That is not all. I looked through the subtitles of this video and to my surprise, we get this.
I want to sleep. I want to rest. I want to never know the reason. I already know. Why would they do that to him? I need rest. I want free space.
Our player is unsettled and he is definitely suffering with something that torments him, and we must uncover it no matter what. The fourth episode is just a 7-second long video of the weird structure, but looking into the subtitles we get a link. A link to an unlisted playlist with 2 videos, LostSession.avi and Analyze Reality. The first video is not that important, it's just a conversation between Jim and his therapist. It's still unclear, but if we had to make a speculation, Jim is probably our protagonist's name. The second video, on the other hand, is far more interesting. Our player seems to be in a dimension mainly made of the unknown blocks, but before long we see Morse code on the screen, and throughout the video this is what it says.
Return, son. It's not worth it. You don't have to know the truth. Back away.
The video eventually ends and we have more questions. Who is the one communicating using Morse code? What do these warnings actually mean? It's obvious that someone is trying to stop our protagonist from going further, but what exactly is he going further into? Well, to be honest, it's something that we need to find out for ourselves. The episode begins with our player on the ground. He starts to strip mine, but then decides to go back to where he started from. Nothing seems off until we get this clip. Immediately, we hear footsteps from the mine and our player runs, blocking every entrance to it. He reaches the surface and takes a moment to catch his breath before going back down to see the blocks that he placed down were broken, which means someone else is definitely in this world. Out of fear, he leaves the game and the video ends. Just like the previous episodes, the subtitles also has messages.
Find the truth.
But the most interesting part about this is a piece of code which decodes through hexadecimal into this.
They are trying to hide the truth from you.
We have a lot of questions. Who is trying to hide the truth from our protagonist, and who is the one communicating to us through code? Why is our protagonist being watched? If everything has a reason, why is this happening? Episode 6 is not that much of a long video. It takes place in a random flat world and the video comes to a close as soon as our player sees this. In the subtitles, we get a sentence.
You'll never understand, will you?
This is extremely weird because our protagonist didn't even do anything wrong here, and looking into the description, we can decode this to make another message.
I don't want to be spied on. I want to have fun in hard times.
We get confirmation that our player is going through a tough time, and he also seems to know that he is being spied on now. But how much longer is this gonna go on for? The next episode begins in a new world. Our player seems to be in his base and he crafts himself an iron pickaxe before heading down the hill. He looks up at his half-flying base before getting distracted by a tunnel. He heads inside it to be greeted with a sign and a lever. Oddly enough, this sign translates into World Controller by C-Star Cypher Rotation 18. Without thinking twice, he clicks the lever and is teleported into another world. It's incredibly hard to see, but right before the video ends, we see a sign with some words on it. Sadly, the horrible quality of the video makes it impossible to read. Our player seems to be in the same world in the next episode as well. He goes down the hill and passes the now blocked off tunnel from the last video. He goes towards a structure that he must have built, and when he reaches the top, we see it. For the second time in this series, we see that mysterious shrine made of unknown blocks. Just as he sees it, we get a message from the subtitles.
Why are you scared? Stand up.
Right after that, the video cuts and we see this. The textures of absolutely everything has been messed up and our player seems to be lagging quite a bit as well. He goes up to his house and the video ends, but why and how did this structure come back? We can theorize that this structure is the cause of the texture glitches because when the video cuts, our player is on water, not in his lighthouse. So it's entirely possible that he messed with the structure, although that doesn't solve the message in the caption. So what do they mean by why are you scared, stand up? It's already clear as day that our protagonist is scared, but why do they want him to stand up to it? Episode 9 starts off in a brand new world. He grabs some wood and walks around before the subtitles speak to us.
Why? Why do you think you're the victim? You are not the victim. Someone you love is the victim. You couldn't protect them. It's too late. You can't identify them. The only way to at least encounter them is to listen to this.
We get a link to a picture from Imgur, and this has got to be one of the darkest revelations in the story so far. The picture is a death notice for a person named Henry. There seems to be information on the way he died, though it might be too triggering, so I'll put the link to the picture down in the description. But what is more interesting than the picture itself are these two sentences.
You never had to blame me for that. My reason is going to be revealed someday.
What does this mean? Well, for more context, we gotta move on to episode 10, Explanation. Right before we get into it, I'm gonna need you to subscribe. I'm gonna go to reach 15,000 subscribers before the year ends, and it's only possible with your help. Okay, back to the video. It begins with our protagonist in a base. He goes outside and we see a really well-progressed world. He turns around when suddenly something caught my eye. This structure reminded me of something. The shape, the red and white wool is all the same as that structure, but the blocks are different. He looks around and we see a sign on his house that confirms that our protagonist's name is indeed Jim. Jim walks a little further and we also see Henry's house. He walks past the sign near the structure and we finally get a name for it. Henry's Rocket Structure. Nothing really important happens until the subtitles return again.
In 2008, we met in high school. We then became friends, and we became best friends. We did everything together. Then Minecraft got popular in 2012, so we decided to make a server and play on it. What could go wrong? We played for a lot. We still had a lot of projects until on December 28, 2012, disaster strikes. He suddenly went missing. The reason is unknown for now. Until they found his body in a forest, I can't explain more. I still remember he told me not to go near this well, but I can't resist the curiosity now.
This is incredibly dark. Under the Well of Comfort, we see 3 signs written by Henry.
If I ever die, I will rest here forever watching you. Not scaring anyone, just watching them from afar. But one time, I will be behind you.
The video ends with a door opening behind Jim and a subtitle saying that he's pathetic. But where do I even start? Henry clearly told Jim not to go into the well. Although curiosity got the better of him, and with the subtitle calling Jim pathetic, it's clear that Henry didn't like it. Things are slowly starting to make a lot of sense, and since episode 11 doesn't really have anything important, we have to move on to episode 12. The video begins with Jim in another world. He seems to be lagging before he sees another well. He goes near the well and his game starts to lag out more. Jim tries to mine the block, but his game crashes. And the subtitles say this before the video ends.
Filling your stupid computer with my blood. Foreshadowing.
Someone is not in a good mood. Episode 13 is a very short video of Jim right near a sign that says face your fate. Nothing else too interesting within the video, although the description does have something.
This video is not for anomalies. Repeat, this video is not for anomalies. Why do I always feel this fear? Fear of nothing. The stupidity of this game just made me fear everything. How a tragic event for me changed everything in this game and even my computer.
The 14th video takes place in a weird area. This version seems to be a build test and Jim seems to be in the sky. We see an odd help made of blocks, and when Jim goes a little further, he sees a sign and a painting with the word hidden. He presses
You want back then? Hey, Vaughn, tell bro go spin that Benz. All them niggas was scared to shoot our vids. We had guns in they lens. He think he turned, but we the reason why he keep guns in his pants. You can't talk about Vaughn around me wherever I go, cause that's my twin. Shit got real, and I got locked up in that gym, but I ain't.
Oh, well, here we go again. 525, really give me 30, make it 30, really give me 30, really give me 35, high, make it 40, really give me 40, really give me 45, high, make it 50, really make it 50, 525, really give me 30, make it 30, really give me 40, really give me 45, 525, really give me 30, make it 30, really give me 40, really give me 45, 525, really give me 30, make it 30, really give me 40, really give me 45.
Someone tell me why I'm all in my head, why you're all on my mind, why it feels like my friends are leaving me behind, why I miss all the shit I've seen a million times. No, don't look back, just drive. Someone tell me why my town feels like home for the first time in years. What I need to be known, they fucking know me here. But it could be a movie with a feel-good end. Oh God, I hope it is. Then my whole life could sound like this.
525, really give me 30, make it 30, really give me 40, really give me 45. 525, really give me 30, make it 30,
Just make it sound like this. Wish I could take you where I'm heading. Guess I can FaceTime into all of your weddings, and I'll be on your TV so you won't forget me. You won't forget me, right? Oh, then tell me why I'm all in my head, why you're all on my mind, why it feels like my friends are leaving me behind, why I miss all the shit I've seen a million times. No, don't look back, just drive. Someone tell me why my town feels like home for the first time in years. What I need to be known, they fucking know me here. But it could be a movie with a feel-good end. Oh God, I hope it is. Then my whole life could sound like this. Don't turn around, kid. You know what you're doing. Tell us about it at the 10-year reunion. We'll all be here, kid, saying we knew ya. Hope you can make it to the 10-year reunion. Hope you can make it to the 10-year reunion. Just make it sound like this. You can make it to the 10-year reunion. Alright then. Just make it sound like this.
25, really give me 30, make it 30, really give me 40, really give me 45. 525, really give me 30, make it 30, really give me 40, really give me 45.
525, really give me 30, make it 30, really give me 40, really give me 45. 525, really give me 30, make it 30.
Just make it sound like this. Just make it sound like this. Then someday I'll sing about the shit I did and not the shit I'll miss. Then my whole life can sound like this. It's not what heaven is, it's what it could be. That's it for today, and remember, That's it for today, and remember, trust us with your weather. Rome wasn't built in a day. You gotta climb a little higher to the top of the display. Where there's a will, there's a way. You just gotta slit a throat or two to make the weak obey. Today we mourn the loss of one of our own, but our commitment to the truth is as strong as ever. Remember, trust us with your news. If you want it, just take it. The world's yours, don't waste it. Go make the stars align to shine brighter, brighter than the heavens in the skies above. You'll be brighter, going supernova, all the eyes look up. Brighter. And a big thank you to my producers for giving me this chance. I know I have some mighty big shoes to fill, but I promise you can trust me with your entertainment. It's not a shot in the dark, not a chance. If you got plans, you'll cancel every question mark. Fish like to swim next to sharks. Yeah, you eat or you get eaten, and you're feasting on their hearts. They're calling me a god, Bob. You gotta strike while the iron's hot. Leave the channel to me. I'll bring in more new blood than you'll know what to do with. Come on! Trust me with your network. Shine brighter, brighter than the heavens and the skies above. You'll be brighter, going supernova, all the eyes look up. Brighter! The other studios want to feed you the same old crap everyone's seen before. You want newer, you want bigger, you want brighter. I will be your voice, and we will redefine what it means to rule the airwaves. Trust me, and your future will be brighter. Now, who's ready to be baptized into a new era of entertainment? Brighter. Finally, I'll show them what I'm meant to be. They won't believe their eyes when I bring them to their knees to worship me. Brighter.
There's lots of pretty people here sharing poetries and passing letters in. There's lots of questions answered and metaphysical, astronomical songs were printed on papers that seem too mystical. It's so magical. People that dance and compute that no one's better than you. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la. There's kings in distant cities who rule their persons and make them happy, and we won't forget about the servitory, congratulatory. Even the animals know that something's brewing and they're all cooing. Cause in the end I'd like to say no one's better than you. I hope you're happy now I've revealed the truth. I've even written this whole song about you, and not about me, and not about me. Please don't just laugh and clap right now, this is serious, I'm not delirious. I've waited very patiently just to let you know who should run the show. Cause we all know these are the facts, nothing to retract, nothing too abstract. Concluding in the song I'll say no one's better than you. No one's better than you. No one's better than
a faster car. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. Try